All right, welcome to Mountain Crypto. I'm your host, Shane. Today we are going to talk about Bitcoin is going to drop. Some of the cryptos are going to drop, unfortunately. We all hoped that we were on a upswing, and we were. We were for a while. The ETFs caused a lot of activity. Money's gone in, money's gone out. What we're going to do is we're going to look at what's going on in the world of Bitcoin and Ethereum with the big players, because there's a lot still going to happen, unfortunately. We were hearing from just the reports that come out that Grayscale was about done bleeding out the Bitcoin that they were going to sell. But in reality, the bleeding is going to continue. So let's take a look at this together. There's quite a bit of stuff that's gone on during the last week. BlackRock is the one that gets a lot of the attention. Why has BlackRock Bitcoin holdings increased while price drops? Well, here at Crypto Slate, Leland Wright tells us what's going on, puts the numbers out on the page. So we kind of know that the ETFs have brought basically $5.1 billion into the trade in 9 days since the launch. But during this period, the price of Bitcoin's dropped about 20%. Also, the share prices of the ETFs have fallen. So there's a lot of trading volume going on. That's not helping the price. It's not helping the price when people are selling. It depends on how many are buying. The buy pressure goes up, then the price will go up as the amount of available Bitcoin decreases. The retail sellers, we're really not doing a whole lot right now. But we're going to see what happens. The ETFs, of course, are using BTF as their underlying asset, and the value is relative to the value of the underlying Bitcoin is called the net asset value, the NAV. And this is used as a barometer to assess whether the fund is over or undervalued relative to the Bitcoin it holds. So there's these baskets that are going on. All this money's moving around. And you can find out about that if you want. But now that these big boys are playing in the game, it's creating some havoc. So here's some of the things that happen in baskets. If, for example, 7 million new shares are created, it brings the whole outstanding shares to 70 million, and the NAV price for the ETF is 22. And then if that increases by 154 million to 1.54 billion, it's not that it's sold, it's not that it's in the hands of the investors. The newly created shares can still be held by the APs, ready to be used as liquidity for the trading activity ahead. So I was watching a video that I did back in 2018, and I was doing these seminars throughout San Diego County. And I'd bring a PowerPoint in. I'd go to different libraries in San Diego County, that is, San Diego County, and talk about Bitcoin and how, about the blockchain, just the basics and stuff. And I remember talking about, I saw on one of the videos that I talked about Grayscale and how you could go to Fidelity and invest in this company Grayscale and how they were buying Bitcoin and things like that. Well, so that just shows you they've been buying a long time. So, that's almost 6 years right there, maybe 5. But still, it's a lot of years that they've been buying and accumulating. So now their opportunity is to sell, because people are going to buy it back. They're they're not going to lose any money. They're going to pay what people pay for it, and they're going to sell it at what people want to sell it for. They have an arbitrage that they can get out of these ETFs of Bitcoin. So, and they have a fee. They charge a 1.5% fee. So they're going to make profit. They're probably going to skim a little bit of arbitrage. I mean, I don't see how they can help from it. They put in sell orders. They try to sell it the best they can, but they're still going to charge their fee in addition to that. So pretty crazy. Now, JP Morgan, we know that they've been talking a lot of smack about cryptocurrency, but they're investing in it as well, is something that's brought out in this article. So, yeah, a lot's going on. Now, this is just part of it. I mean, here in the article, they go into the highly liquid and actively traded. That doesn't always bring the price up. Again, just because there's activity doesn't mean it's good activity. If everybody wants to sell, that's not great for the price. Here it is, JP Morgan using BlackRock to buy Bitcoin behind closed doors. This is something that several YouTube influencers have brought out, and here it is being backed up again, that they are using the ETFs like BlackRock's as a proxy to buy Bitcoin. So pretty interesting, all what's going on. Now, here's something else you may not be aware of. Now, and I'm not going to just talk about doom and gloom. We're going to talk about some ways to use AI to possibly pick some winners real briefly at the end of talking about all the bad things. Everybody's trying to sell Bitcoin, the big boys. So not good. So here's a big boy, the U.S. government. They plan to sell $130 million worth of Bitcoin seized in connection with Silk Road. And they're planning on doing that between now and the halvening is what it looks like. It's on Crypto's slate. Mike Dalton is the one who's telling us about this, reporting on this. And what he says is that the Attorney General is going to direct how this gets sold. They're going to sell it in lots. One lot is including 2,874.9 BTCs at the time of this writing, which was, I think, Friday, valued at 129 million, and 58.7 BTC valued at 3.3 million. So my guess is there's going to be people who have the favor of the government. Government owes them a favor. Somebody owes them a favor. They're going to be the ones that get these sweetheart deals. We'll see. Maybe it'll be a sealed bid and totally on the up and up. I hope so. By the way, I didn't give a disclaimer because I haven't really suggested that you buy anything, or I haven't given pros or cons on any particular crypto asset or anything like that. But in speaking about these cryptocurrencies, I'm not making any kind of recommendations. I'm not advising you, so this isn't financial advice or anything else. This is just information I'm passing on to you that I take into consideration when I look at how I'm going to move forward buying Bitcoin. I don't really sell Bitcoin. I just accumulate it. So I'm not really worried about selling it. The only thing I really sell is other coins. And that's another discussion. But we'll talk a little bit about that when I go into the AI that we can use for maybe picking an altcoin, or at least picking an altcoin, because there's thousands and thousands of them. So for you to research them all is going to take more than a full-time job. So having resources to narrow that list down and look at some coins that have certain criterias can be a benefit to any investor. Okay, it doesn't mean it's going to be the winner, but it could help. It could help you not go through so many bad ones before you find a good one. That's my thought on it. So the BTS belong to this XNX, or I don't know how you say that, XAX and some other people that were involved with the Silk Road conspiracy, in quotation marks here. But there was definitely some illegal activities going on. First lot was seized from Ryan Ferris, a Maryland man, along with his father, convicted of money laundering, conspiracy involving the darknet market, sales of Xanax. Oh, it's Xanax. It's a drug, huh? Xanax? Is that what that is? Oh my goodness. And from Scene Bridges, former U.S. Secret Service special agent involved in the Silk Road investigations. Man, there's a whole lot of stories about the guy who started Silk Road and how he's in jail, and he never sold any drugs or anything like that. It was just, how many drugs do you think get sold on other social media platforms? Probably a lot. But for some reason, he got really what seems to me to be unfairly treated. Probably because he wouldn't play ball. I don't know. But anyway, as of 2023, the government had about $9 billion worth of Bitcoin, and not all of it came from Silk Road. So this money is going to be coming out, is what we're hearing. And that's not all. It gets a little worse. Before we get into our more positive look on cryptocurrency and things like that, Celsius billion-dollar Ethereum shift stirs speculation on creditor paid back plans. Now, I am aware of the Celsius debacle. Unfortunately, I had some funds with them, and I'm involved in this lawsuit as far as being a creditor. And yeah, most of us would have liked to get our Bitcoin back, our crypto back, but that's not going to happen. But there was money in the company. There was a lot of mining units. There was a lot of assets. So because of Simon Dixon, I believe majority of his work is what led to the best settlement that we could have hoped to get, in light of all the bad directions that this could have went. And what we're getting in a nutshell, the way I understand it, is about 25% of our cryptocurrency will be refunded to us here probably next month. Could be the first week, could be toward the end of the month, but within the next month. I have heard that originally it was negotiated that we would get Bitcoin and Ethereum. Everything would be converted. All the other coins would be converted into Ethereum or Bitcoin, and that's probably a good thing. The other thing I've heard is that the stable coins, we would get a higher percentage of the stable coins, perhaps a 70% refund on the stable coins. So I'm not exactly sure on that one if that's the latest, but we're anticipating that. And then if you had less than a certain amount, you got probably a bigger share paid to you. We get shares and interest in the new mining business because those miners are part of money that belongs to us that Celsius stole from us, illegally used and stole. So because of that, the lawsuit means that we get a portion of all the assets. So it was negotiated that creditors that had over $5,000 in Celsius would have some opportunity to be refunded in whole by receiving some shares of that new company. Okay? So that's kind of that in a nutshell. So now here they are getting ready to distribute this money. They have 459,561 Ethereum valued at over $1 billion. And these are going to different centralized exchanges, including Coinbase, Paxos, FalconX, and that's on-chain, and this has been verified according to this article on CryptoSlate. Also, for U.S. creditors, they will be refunded through PayPal. So I don't know which one of these is the PayPal creditor, if it's the Falcon X or how that happens, but some of this funds is definitely going to go through there. Says the largest transfers follows a series of similar fund movements by Celsius in recent days. On January 24th, blockchain investigator Lock On Chain reported the firm deposited 18,000 ETF worth $40 million to Coinbase. So there's been a lot. Falcon X and got an estimated $1.69 billion, which is 740,321 ETH or ETH, and that's going to combine not just Falcon X, but to Falcon X, Coinbase, OKX, Paxios since November 2023. So there's other settlements that were made where people got money sooner that had different arrangements. There's people who had loans, there's people who invested. So there's all sorts of different levels to this lawsuit. But the creditors are the biggest chunk of it. And despite these transactions, the firm holds a sizable amount of ETH, and it retains 62,468 ETH, approximately $139 million as of press time. So Celsius could be maintaining some of this money for the people who have decided to stay to the end. They may transfer into another company, but Celsius platform is closing. If you have a Celsius account, you need to go on there and make a copy of all your transactions, because these will no longer be available by the end of February, as I recall. If you go to simondixon.com, and you can follow him, you can find him on YouTube. You can watch all kinds of videos on the discussions about this process, and it's very helpful and educational. If you try to read the emails that you get, you're only going to be confused here. So why is Celsius making these transfers? Well, it says 97% of the total deposited funds to Coinbase are withdrawn to 12 newly created wallets. 12 fresh wallets have withdrawn 296,835 ETH, about 660 million, from Coinbase shortly after Celsius deposited the ETH, accounting for this 97.2%. This is probably an over-the-counter deal, the firm said. So who could be buying this? Well, you just listen to the news or keep up with what's going on with on X, and you're going to see that there's a lot of people saying they're going to buy crypto, and it's going to be Bitcoin and ETH. Okay, you've got Mexico; they're thinking of investing. You've got I can't remember what European country was talking about their treasury, their national treasury or national bank taking on a certain percentage of cryptocurrency. You have Argentina. You have all these countries either thinking about it or already working on putting it in there. You got China. They're going to have ETFs. So even though all this doom and gloom is happening, it's going to probably make us have another drop. It's very possible we'll have another drop. As we pointed out, I think in the last issue or two of my podcast, that 30.32 seems to be the lowest that we could see outside of a black swan event. Even with all this bad news I've given you, that is going to hold true, I believe. So now, what about some more positive news? Well, Bitcoin's been going up, so we're holding 42K right now. Ethereum is doing okay too. We're looking at 2,279. A little bit of a drop today, but doing very well. So token metrics, if you go to my YouTube page, or home, I guess, if you go there and you scroll down my links, one of the very bottom links, what I have is a link to token metrics. Now, Token Metrics will let you look at stuff for free, and you can sign up and you can look at even more. They'll let you test out the whole thing. Of course, they're going to want you to sign up, and you will have to decide if that's something you want to do. I believe it's very, very good. I have signed up. They have not sponsored me or anything. I do have a link to pass on, but I did not. I paid the full price. I didn't get anything from it. Now, what I like, and I'm still learning how to use this, I like the chat bot. You can go to the chat bot here, and you can ask it a question. Like I'll say, what is the best coin, or I'll say upcoming coin maybe. We'll just say coin. We'll say upcoming, or we'll say what is the, we'll just say best coin on Coinbase exchange. And then I'll put a question mark, and I'll hit enter. And then it's going to think and try to come up with an answer. Sometimes it won't, but a lot of times it will give you some good stuff. So I did this earlier, and it did give me an answer. So I'm just not writing it proper. Let's try again. I'll say upcoming. Try that. Hopefully it'll come up with something. Let's see here. Boy, I should have just saved what I had because it was, all right, here we go. This is different than what I got just, about 45 minutes ago. So they're giving you a whole list here. It says, I found the best upcoming coins on Coinbase based on Token Metrics analytics. Please note, investing in cryptocurrency carries risk, and thorough research should be conducted before making any investment decisions. Here are the best upcoming coins on Coinbase. So it's given a list here. It talks about the hourly change. Now you can go in and you can check some of these coins that should be on Coinbase. Man, I haven't seen a lot of these. I know that one. I have a little bit of that. Yeah, I haven't checked out any of these, but I would go even further and look at I like microcaps for, high trade value. So anything under $1 fractional is always, better. In my opinion, because psychologically, there's a lot of room for growth there. And then the next thing I would do is take this coin and see how long has it been out. Has it been out for less than a year? Has it been through a large, one of our supermarkets, the top of the market when we have our market highs? That's how I would go through these and check these and see. And then, of course, there's also, what's the, is this a layer 1? Is it a layer 2? Is it a DeFi project? Is it AI? Is it gamification? Is it, what is its narrative? Is it a meme coin? All of these are, potential money makers. Is it a launch pad? Launch pads are pretty hot, You've got to do the research, not just say, oh, these are all great. I would go through these, and depending on what your criteria is, and these are what I call gambling coins. So I would not put my life savings into this. But if you could lose $100 and it's not going to kill you, then, maybe divide it up into 4 coins or something. Maybe one of them will hit really good and, it'll do a 10x or something. And then you'll have, $250, right? And if the others do good on the up market and you're able to sell them before they go down, great, do it. So, and then as they go up, just in case you're not a trader, I'm not an expert trader, but I've done pretty good for being an amateur. Take some profit, right? So if you're putting, let's say you put $100 in all these, and one of these just starts to take off, and next thing you know, you've got it's got 10x. Take, take 20% of that or something, because if you put, let's say you put $100 in each one of these, this would be $1,000, right? If this one goes up 10x, then you could take some of that money back. You could take let's say this one went up 10, a couple of them went up 5. If you're really lucky, maybe one will go up 100%. If that happens, take all your money back. Get that $1,000 out of there and put that back into USD or Bitcoin or Ethereum or however you're trading, how you feel about it. Personally, I like to acquire more Bitcoin, and that's where I'm at. I do dabble with a little bit of staking, but it's a lot of work, and for me, it hasn't been a huge payoff, but I know a lot of people have done very, very well staking and getting airdrops and things like that, but you can waste a lot of time, and I have very limited time, so you have to make your decision. So anyway, if you want to check this out, this is pretty cool. You can ask it what the best AI coin is. You can ask it, I'm not going to do all that here because that would be misusing this service. I paid for it. It's not really for me to be sharing with all kinds of people, but for the sake of showing you how it works, again, these will change. If you do this again in an hour, it's not going to be the same list, okay? I did it an hour ago. It came up with polymath, I think it was, right? So it changes. It's just indicators that give you some possibilities. They're not guaranteed, but I can tell you that narrowing it down and not just going off a hot token that some YouTube personality tells you about, it's a lot better. It's a lot better, and it's a lot better to spread it around with smaller bets and catch a few good ones. And if you can get where you've doubled or tripled or even 10 times your money, you've done really good. There's a lot of videos that talk about 100x, 1000x. Catching those at the right time is extremely hard to do, okay? Try to be realistic and try to keep your focus on getting real gains and then cashing them in, and I think you'll be a lot happier, and along the way you might catch a polygon or something. All right, so with that, I am going to close this out and wish you all a wonderful evening. If you like this content, let me know. Appreciate thumbs ups. I appreciate shares. I know I'm a little different than most guys. I have been around a long time. If you scroll through my videos, you'll see we were producing videos at the beginning in January of 2018, right during the height of the crypto market. And I was delving and working with mining and other crypto activities long before that, but I continue to be educated. So I just recommend you do the same thing. Get as educated as you can, especially if you're going to try the trickier stuff. Otherwise, just buy Bitcoin a little at a time. You'll do very, very well. All right, that's it. We are out of here.